Before we get into it, straight up, the Instagram algorithm. Like, what are they doing over there? I feel like little Zuckerberg made me not like being a photographer. And then I had to go on a journey and a quest. And I rediscovered myself and realized that I don't need likes to be excited about photography. I need taking a good photo and editing a good photo to realize that's actually what this is all about. So Instagram a little bit and its algorithms, and let's go and learn how to edit a sick photo, and we're gonna do it for ourselves because that's where this all started. It's not about the likes, it's not about the numbers, maybe sometimes a little bit, but mostly it's about the photo. Let's do this. So this is a photo I took last week in Italy at Extreme E. This is one of the race cars, the off-road rally cars that are all electric. And I'm so proud of this photo. And you're probably looking at it being like, look at all those weird dust spots and everything like that. Well, you know what? We're gonna make this photo look like this photo by the end of it. But let's get back to the raw here. So this is what we're working with. Now this is 24 megapixels. I want to crop in on this image so I can actually post it to Instagram so it can be like a 4x5 so that it looks good. But as you can see, I'm kind of got a bit of a distance here. So one of the things that I like to do is use the high resolution enhance mode. And it's so easy to do. So if you have your raw file in the Lightroom, so you click on your photo, you go to the top, you go to photo, and then you go to enhance. It's gonna bring up this little sub dialog. You're gonna go and click on the raw details, and then you're gonna click super resolution mode right here. It's gonna give you an estimate of how long it's gonna take to duplicate and double the amount of megapixels that you have on this camera. Let's do it. Got 7 seconds here. Wonder what I can do in 7 seconds. Don't ask Lissy. Oh my God, never mind. That was bad. Bad joke. Oh my God, are we done? Okay, so here are our two images. So as you can see on this image here, we got 6,000 by 4,000 pixels. And if we move over to this one, we got 12,000 by 8,000 pixels. It is a very large DNG, but we have a lot more information that we're working with here. So you can zoom in super close on this shot, and that just looks so great. And if we go to the lower resolution, as you can see, you're not zooming in as much. So this is a really great tip when you've shot a certain photo that you really love, but maybe you didn't get the exact framing that you wanted, or you didn't have the right lens that you wanted. You can literally duplicate this image and now have a lot more to play with. So this gives you a lot more room to crop this for, in this instance, for Instagram. Let's put it on a really bad compression website. And now we can crop in on this and it just looks awesome. Now I'm gonna walk you through a bit of my process of actually editing this photo before we get into the next tip here. So we're gonna start doing our basic adjustments, just start getting the overall looks. I straight up will just go right into auto right out of the gate just to start getting the look that we want. I don't like that auto, which just always gives you plus 13 saturation just out of the gate always. That is not the vibe. And let's clean up some of these sensor spots because I was shooting in the desert and I got a little bit of dust on my sensor while I was doing it. So we have our before and after, very, very quick. Now we're gonna get into tip number 2 in Lightroom. So now that our image is all cleaned up, Lightroom finally added something that every other program has been able to do, including other Adobe programs for years, but they finally did it, and I'm so grateful that they did. So make sure you update your Lightroom right now. And on the latest update, 5.4, you can now dial in the intensity of presets. So let's go through my presets here. These are the V4 presets that I have just dropped, by the way. Love the looks of these. So if you guys wanna go and pick them up, the links are in the description. I named them all after pop punk bands from the 2000s. So if you are a 90s baby, these are for you. I mean, if you just like photo editing, these are for you. But if you're a 90s baby, especially, these are for you. Did Alexis on Fire? Well, that's not bad. Okay, Mayday Parade, Mute Math, not bad. Newfound Glory. And I think I'm gonna settle on this. It's between the All-American Rejects and Alexis on Fire. I think I'm gonna go All-American Rejects. And now we can dial in the intensity of the preset. Thank you. And as you're dialing it in, look, it's doing all the auto adjusting in the color mixer on the opposite side. So let's dial in the preset to where we are happy with it. I actually like it a little bit more intense on this shot. Okay, perfect. Those colors I'm really happy with. Now let's start bringing attention to this car. I like using a variety of radial and linear gradients. So in this situation here, I'm going to really just darken the bottom to bring the attention right back up to that car because no one knows what this image looked like beforehand. I mean, we all do because you were looking at this shot, but people who see the final image don't know what that looks like. And so you can be a little bit more aggressive with that and also keep that mentality in mind while you're doing it. I'm going to have a linear gradient here, make it very extreme. extreme. I like adding another one at the top to start directing some light. So if you look at the car, you have a lot of top light here because it's like midday. So let's start to bring that light in. And I like having nice glowy types of vibe. And this is tip number 3 right now, is we're starting to add more of that sunlight into the shots, more dramatic light. So we bring that dehaze down. Maybe we'll warm up that light because it is the sun. Make it a little bit warmer, and that's starting to look really good. That was 2 linear gradients, and we're already starting to get that look, and that looks pretty sweet. I like to get rid of a bit of that gradient by grabbing the brush and then just kind of brushing out the light on the actual subject of our picture here. And then there's one other little like tip that I like to do. So we'll select the subject because Lightroom crushes at it. Bring a little bit of the shadows up here and then the blacks down a little bit just so we can bring a bit more attention to the car. When it comes to automotive, I like bringing the clarity and the texture and the sharpness up on the car. So you're just like, wow, look at that car, it's just popping. That's looking good. Another little thing, select subject. And then I like to do the reverse sometimes. I don't know if it'll work in this situation, but reverse it and then just bring the darkness down. And that's starting to look amazing. Before and after, that's a sharp looking shot. Okay, so this is my little secret sauce when it comes to my post-production editing process, and that is exporting the photo and bringing that into lens distortions so I can add in extra light on that shot. And I do this for pretty much all my images. So I've opened up lens distortion here on my phone. So let's begin a project because that's all that matters. Look, just photos of ducks and cats. That's not what I want. I want this photo right here. So if you move over, you have the option for color, kind of like their own built-in presets. You can add text, which is kind of nice, but specifically I like adding classic light hits to my photo. So now you can start to play around with different types of light. Now, the cooler light kind of works. Let's see what the warmer light. I'm actually really digging this warmer light, and I just like bring in, even if it's out of frame ever so slightly, and turning it on and off, you can just start to see that it really brings a lot more atmosphere and mood and dynamicness to your shot that you wouldn't normally have had. Pulled that one out of my ass, didn't I? Actually, I think I really like this one. Very subtle light ray that we have coming in. Here's the extra step that I like to do to really make it stand out. Actually erase a section of this from our car so that we can make the car pop a little bit more. You have to be very careful here because it's easy to make this look bad if you don't do a fine detailed job. I think that looks pretty good. Very happy with that. And the temperature seems a little too warm, so I'm just gonna cool up this light a bit, and that looks pretty good. And at first you're like, well, that looks exactly the same as before, but you start to turn it on and off, and you're like, actually, that looks pretty sweet. We can even erase a little bit more here on the ground. And that right there is our final image. I think that looks awesome, especially when it came from that. If you guys are interested in picking up the V4 presets for this week only, literally 1 week, if you buy the presets, I will also include my email pitch template so you can go out and start pitching your work to clients to start landing more deals. So you're gonna speed up your workflow and then you're gonna land more clients with that. And that's this week only, for free. Links in the description if you want to pick up that preset pack. Now that you have all this amazing knowledge to go and make great photos, I hope that you think it's amazing knowledge. Now you guys can click on this video right here to learn how to grow on Instagram. It's a win-win for everything. Grow your account, get more jobs, make cool stuff. I love that. It's right there. Click on it. Are you clicking on it? I'm gonna lick it. That means I had to go into the YouTube editor and then place that perfectly on the edge of my tongue. That's weird.